back to another presentation. This time it's going to be for team number 1, case number 2 for the following people. For Trung, Chance, myself, and Freddie. This is going to be for our LSCM 5830 class with Professor Randall. We're going to go over all the questions for this particular case in this video. So for the first question, we're going to be going over the graphic flow diagram that we designed and created. And instead of bringing it up over here, I'm going to go ahead and put it on the screen now. And we're going to go ahead and get a voiceover about what the graphic flow diagram indicates. So now we have the diagram chart in which we have multiple arrows set up. So the red arrow is going to represent the traditional, blue is going to represent buy online, pick up in store, brown is going to represent BODFS or deliver from the store, and then green is going to represent BODDC, which is delivering from the DC. So we'll see that the green one, which is delivering from DC, is the only one that shares its own traits compared to the others. Traditional method, we're going to be using these line items for items A, B, and C. For the line items, it's going to include the operations DC, packaging for TL shipments, total shipping DC to store, which is calculated by average shipment weight multiplied by shipping DC to store TL rate. Along with that, we have the operations retail stores, customer service retail store, and then ICC per unit, which is calculated by ICC store multiplied by average unit cost divided by inventory turnover. Along with that, we have the revenue loss due to returns, which is calculated by the average unit price multiplied by profit margin multiplied by the return rate. Along with that, we have returns cost to process, and then total cost per unit, which comes out to $27.22, $6.29, and $1.81 for items A, B, and C respectively. Then we're going to move on and look at the other methods and see what other costs or expenses come into play whenever we look at the calculations and see how it differs. So now on the topic of BOPIS, or buy online, pick up in store, all of the costs are going to remain constant except 3 additional, which are going to be system support / management for online ordering, customer service online, and then increased sales result in additional profit. So we're going to go ahead and put these 3 into each items A, B, and C and see what the cost comes out to for us on that. It's going to be $25.10 for item A, $5.52 for item B, and $1.64 for item C. So that's going to be using buy online, pick up in store. So now we're going to look at buying online and delivering from the store. So previously, we kept all the costs the same. They were constant. For this one, the only thing that's going to be different is going to be the packaging for LTL and the small package shipments, and then also the included cost of total shipping from the store to the customer. That gets added in here. This comes out to our cost for $37.33 for part A, $12.46 for item B, and then $6.05 for item C. So for the last part, we're going to move on to buy online and then distributing from the DC. So instead of this one adding on additional costs, we're actually going to remove a couple. We're going to remove the operations store, and then for the new calculation, we're going to be using the average shipment weight, shipping from the LTL for the small package, and then once we do the math there, that gives us $36.81 for item A, $13.31 for item B, and then $7.19 for item C. For the summary for total cost, we see that the buy online, pick up in store option makes total cost the lowest amongst all of the methods. For summary for delivery costs, we see that it's cheaper for both traditional and buy online, pick up in store compared to the other two. For question number 3, we're going to be going back to something that we actually used in case number 1, which is going to be the EOQ, or the Economic Order Quantity Formula. So for this one, numbers were provided in the problem, which is $1,055, 34.8% multiplied by 48, which gives us 16.704. Once we plug the numbers into the formula, that gives us 81.1495, which is going to be crucial for the next calculation that we're about to do. Now, similar to case number 1, we're going to be using the total cost formula in which we enter the values that we were already given. including the 81.495 that we received from the EOQ formula. So once we go ahead and plug that in, that gives us 1,355.52. So now we're going to go ahead and use the cost per unit formula, which is going to be the average unit cost plus the total cost divided by total demand. All for this one we're going to do is plug in the numbers that we received from the prior formulas and the problem that gave us the number. So we're going to do the $40 plus 1,355.52, which we got from the previous formula, divide that by 1,000, which is received in the problem as total demand. That gives us $49.35. So now for the second part of the computation, we look at the demand increase. So the demand is increasing by 24%. So we're going to see how the demand increase will affect the price of the cost of goods sold. So in order to come up with the new demand number, we're just going to do the 1,000 multiplied it by 1 plus 0.24, which is going to be the 24% increase. That gives us a number of 1,240. All of the numbers remain constant. Whenever we plug them into the EOQ formula, that gives us a number of 90.3643. So similar to the last problem, we go ahead and use the total cost formula, and instead we're going to be replacing it with the numbers that we just received. With the 1240, the 90.3643 that we got from the previous part of the problem, all the other numbers remain constant. So whenever we do that, we get the number of 1509.445. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and take it for the cost per unit calculation and use a new number that we just received, which is going to be this number right here. So we take our original 48, add it to the 1509.45, and then divide it by the 1240 of the new demand up by 24%. That gives us a number of $49.21. So now when we look at the difference between the two numbers of the cost of goods sold, we started at $49.35. It decreased to $49.21. We'll go ahead and round that. That gives us a difference of roughly 0.1327. And that's going to be with the demand of 24%. All in all, the EOQ model shows logistics costs grow at the square root of demand, not linear. High demand spreads costs across more units, improving efficiency. And in conclusion, with rising demand, per unit costs decline even though total logistics spending increases, making operations more cost efficient. A few of the actions that joiner and sons can take in between shipping from the DC to the customer and from the store to the customer is that of a free delivery threshold. If a client was to place an order over a certain amount, that would be a variable amount, then free delivery could be offered as larger sales would offset the delivery cost for that particular order. Not only does it increase sales, but it reduces the shipping cost for the firm. Along with that, in-store pickup options can also be a choice. For clients who are making purchases online, they can have the option of picking up the product in-store. That way, not only are they subject to seeing what's more in the store aside from what's online, they also save on the shipping cost and the firm saves on the shipping cost. Along with that, we can have store-based delivery for each separate store to have, and they can use a freight partner, such as having their own trucks, having their own method of freight, or using services similar to Uber or DoorDash as a partner in order to save on shipping cost as well. Relative to customer returns, a couple of the options that we could look at would be that of flexible returns. By that, meaning allowing in-store returns or shipping returns. Typically, a lot of large retailers will pay for the shipping as long as they are able to get the product back, and if the product is received, it can then be sold again. So allowing in-store returns allows the flexibility for the client to be able to not only return the product in store, but to see what else is there to offer. Along with this, in-store incentives can be provided, such as small discounts, such as coupons on products, which would allow clients to not only save on shipping, but also encourage additional purchases within the store that they may not have been able to do online. Moving on to consolidated returns, partnering with retailers for cheaper or bulk returns would be very cost efficient in terms of saving for the company and for the client. The client will be able to save time, the firm will be able to save money. Partnering with large retailers such as Walmart, Amazon, Staples, other companies would be able to allow clients to return with ease.
Moving along to potential concerns that there can be have. Along with this, one of them would be including employee training. This involves new processes for employees to learn and may also potentially put a bit of stress onto employees who are trying to have orders ready at a particular time. So, the solution for this would be to train employees. Now, along with training employees includes training costs, which is going to be added to the firm's expenses. However, we believe that this would be an effective cost and that it will have its benefit later on. So, investing in a product such as a mobile pickup app or a website that many retailers use, and along with scanners for employees to be able to use these systems effectively, will ease any sort of tension that the employees may have along with that of the firm. Along with this, we have that of inventory. Inventory is one of the most important things whenever it comes to any company because orders, whether they're being placed online or in a store, are contingent upon inventory that's available, ready to be sold to the client. So, an inventory management system would need to be invested in order for the company and the clients to be able to benefit from the inventory system. So, stores need to be able to see what they have, when they have it, and what is coming and what needs to be sent out for orders in order to be efficient and show clients and the store employees what is going on with the inventory. Along with this, the most important that some might argue would be that of the customer experience. Standardizing policy and offering price matching would be the best beneficial thing for the client and for the company. Client services is going to be the biggest leg up that we have compared to other retailers. Customers may want to pay a particular price that they see online, but they want to pay it in the store while they're there at the moment. So, by streamlining and standardizing the process that we use in order to price match and or ensure that price matches what is online to our own website is going to be crucial. And with that, Team 1 just wants to say thank you for watching and we hope you enjoyed.